Glorious day to you, brothers and sisters. I'm going to keep my eyes closed here so that as we begin our video and our prayers, so that we may be our best for this situation, I'm just going to keep my eyes closed and know that we are connecting through the ether, through our voice, through our minds, through our hearts. Thank you, God. Thank you to the greatest God. Thank you to the great Spirit. Thank you to the greatest Spirit, Gigi. Thank you, greatest God. Thank you for everything that you do for us. We are super, super grateful to be connected to you, to know that you exist, to believe that you exist, to feel your existence. This world that you have created for us is miraculous. It's magical. It's so, so special. The way the earth just holds us up, all the weight of our entire life. Everybody here on earth lives on the surface of the earth, the foundation of the earth. We are so grateful, earth. Thank you to this element. Thank you to this character within our existence. We are super grateful for the strength and solidity of the Mother Earth and the Father Earth that hold us up. Every single one of us have given us our bodies, our strong bones, without any expectation, without any, well, I'm only going to give you a body if. Nah, man, the earth will just grow the fruit wherever we put it. You know, the earth is so, so special. It's so strong. We are super grateful for you, earth. We're so grateful for the foundation that you supply for us. We're so grateful for the land that just goes on and on and on and on forever, where our homes are. The birds have their homes in the trees. The fish have their home in the seas. And, you know, here of us on the above the earth and below the heavens, we are so grateful for you, Mother Earth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Water, you're next on the list. We love you so much because you allow us to move. You bring life to this world. The earth is so strong and solid that only with the benefits of grace and gentleness and endurance, water, you make our life here possible, and you make our life here enjoyable. Every time you quench my thirst with a beautiful gulp of water, every time you wash my body clean in the shower, every time I move, my lips are full of your water so that I can move and be graceful in this world. Thank you, thank you, thank you, water. We are so grateful for you. Thank you for bringing gentleness to this world. Thank you for reminding us of endurance, how even your little gentle stream will carve out a big old hard mountain. Thank you, thank you, thank you, water. I love you so much. And even more gentle than the water is the air. Thank you, air. Thank you for bringing us such vital nutrients so easily. All we have to do is breathe you in. And I know I can go weeks without water, but I cannot go weeks without air. So whatever is inside of you, air, whatever you are, is so critically important to me. And the fact that it comes to me so easily and so gracefully and without any expectation for retribution, for payment, for all of that, you give us this heavenly kingdom here on earth, Father Sky, with such majesty. I am in awe of your mystery, of your provisions, of everything that you do for us here, your protection around the earth from the cosmos. We are so grateful for this easy and peaceful heaven on earth because of you, Father Sky, because of you, Mother Sky. Thank you, thank you, thank you for having us here. Thank you for being in abundance in our life. And the quality of your air is undoubtedly related to the quality of the water, the quality of the earth, and the quality of all the creatures that live within our earthly realm here. I know the trees grow healthy because of all the work that the insects do, and all the work that the animals do, and the water and the earth. You know, this plant kingdom relies on everything around it. And me as a blessed human meat sack here, I am so grateful to know and to believe and to understand that when I look after my surroundings, especially here in the Americas, where God created the Americas so that the Americas can produce plants for food and medicines, and the most beneficial helpers of the plants is the animals, no doubt about it. Us humans, we shit in the toilet, and then our nutrients for the earth goes into the pipes, but the animals, they just do it outside. And so that nutrients flows right back into the plant kingdom. They are so connected. So Father, please, God, greatest God, continue to empower me so that I may protect and empower these beautiful ancient systems that have kept us alive and thriving for millions and billions of years. Probably even longer than that when we go closer to the center of our Milky Way galaxy, where all the pressure from all the planets and stars is more dense, so time moves faster. Everything has already happened there. Earth is maybe in a golden state there. And I'm so blessed that it's not a golden state here, because we can't eat gold. We can't love gold the way we love these beautiful, beautiful plants and animals and earth and water and air. Your purity brings the light from the sun. Thank you, sun. Thank you, thank you, thank you for shining on us always. You are always shining so bright. And that teaches me, that encourages me to always be my best, to not take sin as an acceptable form of action for myself, to not lower my emotions out of appreciation, gratitude, and devotion for the Almighty God. Thank you. Thank you, Son, for being the best example of who and how to be in this world. Because even from however far away you are, millions of miles away, Son, just being in direct visual of you, unimpeded, nothing in the way. My skin is warmed by you. My eyes are filled with the brilliance of light for calculations, for understandings, for learning. Wow, Son, you are undoubtedly the leader of our solar system. And we are super, super grateful for you, Son. We are grateful for this light that you bring. We are grateful for shining God's light on us. Wow. And each one of these elements, every single one of them, earth, air, fire, water, ether, does it all without expecting anything from us. Thank you. That's a burp of respect. My body agrees. That's coming from deep inside me. It wanted to say thank you too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let us not forget ether. Ether is what all the other elements are before they become their element. And so ether is the transformational element. If we did not have ether in our experience, in the abundance that it is, we would be stuck like a rock or stuck like a tree. A tree changes, but not at the rate that we do. As humans, we are blessed to be God's greatest workers on earth, greater than all the other animals of the kingdom of earth and heaven. We are the greatest animals on earth, and it is because of our connection and appreciation and gratitude for ether, being able to let go of the old and become something new. And I encourage each one of you listeners to visualize the state that you're in now and appreciate it, because we've all come so far, but also look forward, visualize it, and see God's almighty hand extended to you. Grab it. Just hold on and say, pull me, God, pull me into my greater state so that I can assist your plan here on earth. That's why we're here. And so God, greatest God, guardian angels, prosperity angels, all of the elements and characters that are assisting me to be my best, please speak through me today so that at least one of my listeners can hear exactly what they need to hear to not only elevate themselves to their next greater state, but stay there and stay there to become their best and become comfortable with it, so then they can take their next step. So that then we can step all the way up into your heavenly kingdom, God, and then bring it back down to here on earth, because as we step up, the ceiling raises. And as we step down, we got to step back up again. Plain and simple. So thank you, listeners. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. What do we want to talk about today? Obviously, deep breaths. I could do a 30-minute video of just deep breathing, and if all of you were to just follow along, that might be the most beneficial video yet. So as I speak, try not to miss a deep breath. Try not to leave your body and your mind. Don't think about your rent. Don't think about your bills. Think about your beautiful body and everything it does for you. Wow. Thank you, body. Thank you. I want each and every one of you to know that before I do these videos, I do an hour of Qigong and yoga and oming. Om Ahung. To just be in my body and to be close to the stillness and silence. There's that amazing saying, be still and know that I am God. The basics, folks. The basics, of course. I want to tell you all about your riches. I can see each one of you. I can see your futures. Of course, I want to tell you about the amazing houses that you have, about the amazing journeys and processes and assistances that you create in this world. There's no doubt if you listen to this channel regularly, your future is, wow, full of responsibility, huge responsibility, absolutely massive. Like Atlas holding the world on his shoulders. And why don't I tell you about the story of Atlas? Because Atlas is a good one. Atlas is a character who holds the earth on his shoulders. The entire weight of the world is on Atlas's shoulders. And of course, he's kind of like a god. He is a god. He might or might not have a body like us. But as the story goes, Hercules, who is half man and half god, so he's able to access the godly realms and speak with these deities like Athena, the goddess of love, and Atlas, the god who holds the earth on his shoulders. So Hercules goes to see Atlas, and I can't remember why he goes to see Atlas, but Atlas is so excited to see Hercules. He says, Hercules, wow, I'm so glad you're here. Oh my gosh, this earth is so heavy and I've been holding it forever. Hercules, please, will you just take this earth off my shoulders for just a minute? I know you're strong enough to do it, which is so rare. Hardly anybody comes my way that can hold this earth on their shoulders. So please, Hercules, will you hold this earth on my shoulders just to give me a minute or two of rest? And Hercules, being the amazing helper he is, and maybe curious to see, can I hold this whole earth on my shoulders? So he says, absolutely. Atlas, you know the earth better than anybody as you hold it on your shoulders. And you know me better than anybody. So if I hold this on your shoulders, I just hope that I don't mess it up for anybody. So Atlas is like, thank you. Here you go. Tosses it to Hercules. Hercules catches it and, oh, it's so heavy. All he can do is put it on his shoulders, which is funny enough, right at the top of the spine. I wonder if our head is like the globe that we hold on our shoulders. But anyway, Hercules is there holding it, and Atlas, oh, thank you, Hercules. It's so nice to not have that earth on my shoulders, and now that I'm free of this burden, see you later, Hercules. And so off he goes, right? And so Hercules is like, what? I thought you just wanted a couple minutes of a break, but Atlas is gone, right? He's like partying, he's doing whatever he's doing. I don't know. Probably if he has that much power, he's probably doing good things. But anyway, as the story goes, because it was a lie that Atlas told about only being a couple minutes. Ultimately, crime is never successful. Lies are never successful. So for some reason, Atlas has to come back. Maybe he comes back to his home and Hercules is there holding the globe on his shoulders. And Atlas is like, oh, no, I'm just stopping in to get something. And Hercules says, well, I don't mind holding this for you. You're obviously out having a good time, but do you mind giving me just a few minutes of a break here? Please, Atlas, I've been kind enough to hold this, so will you please hold this globe just for a few minutes? Then I'll take it back. And so Atlas being being of the criminal mind, right? It's like this story is about how crime doesn't pay. The golden rule is always in effect. What we do to others will be done to you. So Atlas says, okay, just for a few minutes, I'll hold the globe for you. So Hercules gives it back to Atlas. Atlas takes it back and Hercules says, it's yours now, man. That's your duty. You've been given that by divine right, so here you are. And so Hercules, now maybe stronger than ever, maybe knowing more about the globe after holding it on his shoulders, now is free to go back to his life. And so I like that story because in our human experience, it is greatly helpful for us to personify, meaning to make a human version of the things that we experience in our life. Like the elements, putting a woman and man in front of you visually with your third eye in your imagination of a man and woman that is the earth elements. Then they make a little bit easier to communicate with them, to open up our heart to them. Maybe our heart opens a little more because they are like us. And so then we can give them a hug, right? How else would you give the earth a hug? You wouldn't even be able to wrap your arms around the whole earth until the earth is a man and woman, a couple, and you give a big group hug with them, feel their love, thank them for everything they do. Same with the water. What does the water look like to you? What does the fire element look like to you? What does the ether and air molecules elements look like to you? So personification, as I've mentioned many times, especially in the Intelligence Enhancing Technology series, that our internal values are the switchboard, are the cockpit of our machine here. They're the driver's seat. So figuring out how to adjust the values from the lesser values that we're born with to the greater values that we must evolve into. Personification is a very, very, very powerful tool. One of my favorites is to personify health. What does health look like? Well, health is definitely a beautiful, healthy, fit couple with what's around the couple too. Now that we personify them, what does their aroma and what does their aura look like? Is it bright? Is it beautiful? Of course it is. Health, the personification of health is going to be beautiful, bright. Just coming up for a hug, I'm getting excited, It's like I don't even have to touch them, and it's like the sun, And so these types of personifications, the longer that we can stay there, to some extent, obviously you don't want to spend all day, every day in your imaginary world, but because we have grown up in a culture that is so, go outside and make a living. What's your job? Go do your job. All these things outwardly, balance is always going to provide you the greatest power in your life. So, if we were to split it 50-50 right down the middle, balancing a well-balanced life might be spending half of the day in deep meditation, personifying these things, figuring out our value, mapping out the entire realm of our internal value system. So then you can see, whoa, I think that about that. For example, one of these questions that I ask is, what's your favorite star? Right? A lot of people, I ask them, they don't tell me right away. It's the sun. Which other star would be your favorite? Frickin' Sirius way over there? Then this star's looking at us going, what the heck's wrong with you, buddy? Maybe a few more rainy days for you will make you appreciate me more, right? So the stars are my favorite Thank you. This star right here, and the star in my heart, and the star in each and every one of your guys' heart. So make sure, guys, please, at least, to fulfill your greatest versions of yourselves in the fastest amount of time, you will have to find these quiet times in the day to sit down and breathe. And once you've breathed enough, to cleanse the palate, because we could say, here's the physical world where we're very busy, and here's the spiritual world or the internal world where our values are. And I'm going to put it to you that here is where you create this world. I know you want to go outside and get the job and do the things and move things around to organize them better, but in here, inside, you can organize things way easier. And then when you come out to the outside world, there's more grace. It's the energy system. This is like the engine, and this is like the car. And sure, you can like drive the car all you want, but it's actually engine work and mechanic work that's going to make the car drive it where you want it to go. And so if you want to drive it, to use that Merkaba, to go to the dimensions that you want to go to as fast as you want to get there, inside is where you do it. And so to get there first, everything happens by degrees. We are all out here primarily. And to get to here, we're going to have to cleanse the palate with the deep breathing in the middle. Breathing, relaxing, inviting positivity, making our body open to navigating our internal world properly. You don't want to go into your internal world angry. Then maybe when we're, looking at all our values and creating our internal map, we're shitting on everything. And we don't want that. So cleanse the palate when you just, hey, maybe it's waiting for a bus for 5 minutes. Take some deep breaths. Relax your central nervous system. Let your spine stay up nice and tall. Find that alignment where all the weight is on the bones. Exhale. Relax the shoulders, the jaw, the face. Open your eyes. Look at everything that you're grateful for. And rinse and repeat. They say 12, 13 of those deep breaths will cleanse your emotional palate. Get you ready to do that work inside. And again, some of the most important values of our internal world are our mother and father, seeing our mother and father in a greater light, loving them more. And it's so difficult, folks, especially in this world where our parents grew up in the dark ages, literally. Very little internet. I mean, they did not grow up with internet like we did. So the only thoughts and, ideas that came to them were those shared from their friends and family that they met in person, and the corporate media that was pumping out the propaganda. The same BS source that pumps out propaganda these days. So bless you, mother and father, for being the perfect amount of smart to make me and stupid to, not kill yourself, recognizing how shitty your life was without the internet and all that stuff. I mean, something like that. Our parents were obviously perfect for doing what they had to do to create us. And had they been actually too smart, then they probably would have been very successful in the dark ages, which means they would have acquired more negative karma for us to deal with in this lifetime. For example, imagine you were born with an ultra wealthy mother and father, and that's going to come from your mother and father working very hard in the business world. And the business world is very exploitative, which means your parents probably weren't around very much. Yeah, you inherited a bunch of money, but now actually you're recognizing, oh shit, the family business, it made a lot of money for us, but it's not really helping the world the way the world needs to be helped, especially because the world's changing. The world is transforming such a huge amount, but you're super invested in your family's business. man, what a tough thing to juggle, to manage. Imagine you inherit a beer company, Bud Light, or a vineyard or something where you produce alcohol. And alcohol was so helpful in the Dark Ages prior to 2012, in the 13,000 year winter side of the 26,000 year cycle that I speak plenty of. 2012, December 21st, 2012, the whole energetic system switched over from death and destruction, and now we are in growth, health, positivity, the summer aspect of it. Everything happens by degrees, so it's going to happen bit by bit, but at least we're here. And so we've got to make those changes. But imagine you inherit a fortune made in the Dark Ages. You've got to either give that up, which would probably be easiest on the individual, to then grab onto the new, or take that business and transform it into the most ethically version of that business. Very, very difficult, because a lot of times our success is what we hold on to. I can imagine inheriting a successful alcohol company and being like, well, I can't change this. This has been our bread and butter, my family's bread and butter. And because you likely don't have the education of the ancients, like the Mayan long count calendar system, the precession of the equinox, the days and nights of Brahma, which is this 26,000 year cycle, which has to do with the tilt of the earth and how it rotates very quickly. Our day and nights are 24 hours, but the wobble takes 26,000 years, roughly, a little bit less, but we say 26,000 years for the ease and grace of communication. So yeah, transforming, it's going to be most easy to transform inside of ourselves. Taking that time to be quiet, taking that time to breathe, cleanse the palate, look at our mother and father in the most beautiful light. Then we look at ourselves in the most beautiful light. And actually, maybe since we have our mothers and fathers there, let's acknowledge all of our grandfathers and grandmothers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You all did a perfect job. Can you imagine your mother and father in front of you, and you being so full of God's most perfect love? You are the best version of yourself, so you go and you give your mom a big hug, and she's so proud of you, and you give your father a big hug, and he's so proud of you, and you say, guys, you made me like this. You at least gave me the perfect opportunity, which I am so grateful for. I am working, I am laboring, I am trusting, I am breathing myself into the best version of myself. And that's because you two were perfect, just as you are. And you give them a big hug, and then you look at the grandmas and grandpas, and you go to each one of them, thank you, you were perfect. No, you were perfect. No, and you were perfect, and you were perfect. And you can see them as almost like a pyramid going out, a V shape, boom, 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 and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Like the trees, here's me, and then here's my mom and dad, and then here's my grandma and grandpa, and it goes down into the smallest little bit into the leaves, and then the leaves are out there sucking up God's glorious light. I'm telling you folks, this is powerful for us. This is where our switchboard is, where our control panel is. This is our mechanics work on our vehicle. And I know we want to get in our vehicle, drive to the lottery, and put in the right numbers and collect all the cash, 50 million, bam, now I'm in the driver's seat, baby. But actually, the driver's seat is inside your mind with an open, loving heart, with the guidance and trust and faith of God, Jesus Christ, all the other amazing avatars that have come here. They're all here with us. Every single person who has passed over in the physical body to the spirit world is still here with us. Thank you, Buddha. Thank you, Allah. Thank you, Saint Paul. Thank you to my father. Thank you to my mother. Thank you to every single person in my direct bloodline for contributing to making me as I am here and now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you know what, folks? We're approaching that magical 33-minute mark. And actually, this phone only lets me do 33 minutes and 11 seconds per video. So let's just do a couple more deep breaths now. Let's go inside of our mind and our heart. Let's look around and see this beautiful world that we have. We see Atlas there holding our Earth. Thank you, Atlas. I see the sun. I see all the other planets. Jupiter, so huge. I see Pluto all the way out there. He's like, I got you guys. I'm on the outside making sure nobody crazy gets in. Thanks, Pluto. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I look out into the vastness of the galaxies. It's all inside of us, folks. It's all inside of us. I love you guys so much. Please continue to say your prayers. Please remain in that place of gratitude, of prosperity. And when you open your eyes, look at your body. My hands, thank you, hands. Thank you for grabbing things and pushing things away. Thank you to my arms for allowing me to articulate. These fingers that allow me to articulate even greater. My tongue, my everything in my body, my whole body. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Give yourselves a big hug. Personify yourself in front of you. Your perfect version of yourself. And say thank you, thank you, thank you. And maybe even personify a past version of yourself. Give that guy a big hug, that girl a big hug, that lady, that woman a big hug, and say, thank you for being who you are. Look at who we're becoming. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, God Almighty is there. I try to personify him and he's all around me. There's like 12 versions of him. I'm like in a godly clock, and each hour is another God, an amazing God looking at me. But how about the greatest God? Straight up. Thank you, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you all. Please enjoy this process of internal exploration. You must have a child's heart to enter the kingdom of heaven. Only go in there with love and appreciation. Do your deep breaths. That will open the gate for you. And all the love, folks, and please like, share, comment. We need to access the algorithm so more and more people hear these messages. And go back and watch some of my other feel-good videos. You know, back when I was doing flips and traveling around the world and doing lots of cuts and all that kind of stuff, that would really feel-good videos. They make me feel good. So lots of love to you. Muchas gracias. Sheshe. All the amazing thank yous. Walalan, Haichka, Haichka Skiem.